Say what? Say what? You know what time it is? 4th of July. 4th of July. In this motherfucker. Ugly ass John Mellencamp. Terrible song. But when I think of America, I think of that song. I think of the simple folk and just what it is, man. It's just, you know, little pink houses. I had no fucking clue that song was called Pink Houses, by the way. Just knew it was a John Cougar Mellencamp song. Had no clue it was called fucking Pink Houses. I thought it was called Ain't That America. You know, he says it 400 fucking times in the song. You'd think that would be the name of the song, but apparently it's not. Apparently it is Pink Houses. And I always thought he says little pretty houses, little pretty, not little pink. Yeah, I don't know anybody with a little pink house. I really don't. Unless he's talking about those ones with like the tile then that I grew up with in California. Then everybody had a pink house except for us. We lived on the older part of the subdivision. I think I talked about this before, where the pavement literally got darker. But so yeah, I guess you're right, John Cougar. John Cougar Mellencamp. I don't know anything about that guy. I just know he's ugly. And he's like he's like if Bruce Springsteen and like Bon Jovi had a kid, it'd be John Mellencamp, in my opinion. I could be wrong here, but I think that's what it would be. Oh, the levels on this shit, it looks like they're spiking like crazy on this board. Can't tell. Turn the mic down a little bit, I guess. Is that too low now? Who knows? Whatever. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. America, 4th of July. Do you feel it? Do you feel the independence? Do you feel the freedom? Do you feel the spirit? Do you feel the liberty? Do you feel it? Are you stoked? You gonna blow some shit up? I think I might run up to Wyoming tonight and grab some shit. Today's the 3rd. It's about 11 a.m., maybe 10:30 or so. I got a pastrami working, a little brisket in the sous vide machine. About to pull it out and smoke it, cool it, season it, smoke it. Yeah, man, 4th of July. I got some family coming over today and tomorrow. Fucking pumped. Have no fireworks this year. We just bought a brand new fucking house. Big old mansion. It's not a mansion, but it's got 4 levels. Go fuck yourself. 3 bathrooms. Unfinished basement with it's potential 5 and 5, okay? 5 and 4. It's a 3 and 3 right now. It's a potential 5 and 4. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, man. Pumped. Ain't that America? Fucking hate John Mellencamp. But you know, we all like things that some people don't like. That is America, John Mellencamp. Good point, Cougar. Good point, Cougar. Some of us like, you know, we all like songs that other people don't like. You know, sometimes I like that what is that band? It's called like, it's like that real hipstery, like real kind of downy, but kind of cheery uppy, like if you were fucking like an artsy chick kind of song. God damn it, what's that band? Something about cigarettes. Oh, shit. Let me look it up. Cigarettes After Sex. There it is. As soon as you type it in. Yep. It's, you know, it's not for everybody. You know, just like John Cougar Mellencamp. It's not for everybody. It's kind of like baseball. I don't know if you guys are watching baseball. The Giants are the best fucking team in the world. I already think that. I'm biased, but they literally are. Is my mic cord a little janky? I just heard it kind of glitch. I can't tell if it's my headphones or if it's the microphone. I gotta pause it here for a second.
To honor America
This is what I
with the
queued
singing
up. That little
of
dead air, my
America
bad.
the Beautiful. Please welcome the man and his soul, Mr. Ray Charles.
Baseball is just the shit, man. Like, I mean, how do you not? This is 20 years ago, man. Right after 9/11, how powerful is this shit? How powerful. What a faggot. I'm so gay. This is a great song. It's probably right before he passed, right?
What I'm saying about the this America.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet America.
I remember watching this World Series with my pops too. Like, this is right after we just had that episode Shock and Oof. This is right after Shock and Awe. Oh man, I was rooting for the Diamondbacks, believe it or not, just because I didn't like the Yankees. I fucking hate the Yankees, even as a child.
I remember we always sang these words. Oh, beautiful, far spacious sky, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain.
Man, that shit make you sad. They're like, man, that fucking song is such a good song, dude. Baseball's the shit. Ray Charles was the shit. The baseball is the only thing that makes me feel American. It's the only thing that makes me feel proud to be American. That's why I always think about it around the 4th of July. It's summertime. Fucking baseball. Like, it's the only thing, dude, that makes me feel culturally American, like attached to it. Because other than that, I don't really identify with most of American culture. It's kind of like weed. I like weed. I love getting high. Love smoking. But I hate weed culture. I don't want anything to do with any of it. You know, like being in America, like being an American. Don't like American culture usually, but when it comes to baseball, man, you get a little like, I start to be like, you know what? Maybe those bombs, you know, you start to believe. You start to forgive the war machine a little bit, just for a second. You're like, then you catch yourself. You're like, wait, what am I doing? Just, oh my goodness, man! You know something's great when you really start to forgive the military-industrial complex. You start to forgive, you know, just for a second. Because I definitely fucking don't. I was at a Rockies game. You know, I go to see the Giants play every year. I call it a Rockies game. I can't believe I just did that. Oh, pause. I can't believe I just did that, man. I always call Giants games. People always give me shit. But, yeah, there's no way. I am, you know, that proud to be an American. But I was at a Giants game recently. Almost did it again. I was at a Giants game recently. And I was with my wife and my mother. And, you know, everybody takes their hat off at the beginning of the game for the fucking national anthem. And I fucking don't, dude. I never have. No. I'm good, man. It doesn't mean anything. God damn it. Wife's texting me. Up to you. what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, we're at a Giants game, and national anthem's on, and I've never stood up, and it's not a big deal to me. Or you know what I mean? I've never taken my hat off and put my. It doesn't mean anything. It just I'm getting food or going out back and getting high, or I'm doing something. Like I'm not, or I'm trying to get to my seat. I don't give a shit. It doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? Like you're overstimulated with the America national anthem before any type of game, bro. Fucking 6-year-olds play t-ball and there's the national anthem. You know what I mean? It's just this indoctrination, and it's just fucking annoying. And I'm not just to be like a stick in the mud, just someone to go against the grain, just someone that's just like, oh, I'm not gonna do this because everybody's doing it. No, I just genuinely don't. It doesn't mean anything to me. Every male that's been in this country in my family has fought and or died in a war, and it's like not so I can sit here and lick the boot still. The boot doesn't need me to lick it. So for a second I feel culturally American and I feel patriotic for just a second, but not really. But yeah, my mom got mad at me. I didn't take off my hat, and because I was looking for fucking. They have I think it's Famous Dave's. They used to have a Famous Dave's stand. God damn it. Fuck. 1 second, I gotta pause this shit again. I don't know where I was, but yeah, I think she got mad at me for not taking off my hat, and it just doesn't require, it just doesn't. The boot doesn't require me to lick it, and yeah, I'm just not gonna. She got mad, and I just thought it was silly. I just was like, I'm looking for Famous Dave's. There used to be Famous Dave's here. I want barbecue right now. It's not that great a barbecue, but it's something to eat. It's better than those nachos that are just going to fucking run right through you. Like hot grease. Yeah, man. Not very patriotic, except for when it comes to baseball, but I love baseball. And people hate baseball nowadays. People fucking hate baseball, like vehemently hate baseball. It's like everybody says it's boring and it's just antiquated, and it's just, and now baseball is actually starting to listen to these people, and they're starting to like put a runner on fucking second at the start of the extra innings, which is little league shit, and it's really fucking annoying. These are grown men that pay $30 million a year, and you to run it on second to start the fucking inning. But I can go on and on and on. But people hate baseball, but the same people that hate baseball will love golf. They love golf, and they can watch. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want to watch an old pervert's hobby, an old drunk creep. Like they love it. They can get away from their wives. They can go out, and there's always some young, barely legal girl serving them drinks in the cart driving by, and they just get to fucking get shit-faced and, hang out in the sun and stay away from the house for, anywhere from 6 to 14 hours. That's what that's for, but it's not a spectator sport. Like, golf's trash. These same people will tell you that golf's good. They tell you baseball sucks. Have you ever been to a playoff game? You ever been to the NLCS Game 7 in the rain when your team's going to win 9-0 to go to the World Series? You ever been to that? Shit, have you ever been to a fucking NLDS game, a divisional round game, where your team gets beat 9-0? It's still fucking dope to go to games. Like, you ever been to a game when Barry Bonds doesn't play, but he comes up to pinch hit in the 7th inning and he rips a double to tie the game? When he comes out on deck, the entire fucking stadium just fucking erupts. Just when he comes out on deck, dude. 39,000 people, 45,000 people, whatever it is, lose their shit. I mean, baseball's the shit, man. Fuck golf. Fucking gross. fun. It's fine to play, but it's like watching people play fucking backgammon, or you know what I mean, or bocce ball. I'd rather watch people play cornhole. You know what I mean? It's just so fucking stupid, dude. But the baseball sucks. Baseball's boring. All right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, did you ever watch Big Papi play? He was boring. You ever watch Ichiro play? He was boring. Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds, the greatest player to ever live. You ever watch those guys play? There's nothing boring about it. And then these same people who tell you golf's good and the baseball sucks will tell you that their gross beer that's so fucking thick and bitter and nasty that you have to fucking chew it just to get it down your fucking gullet. These same people will tell you that beer tastes good and that you're some bitch for not liking it. It's fucking ridiculous. This country, you know, little pink houses. Everybody, you know, people are just, you know, you don't have to like what I like, but it's just the reasons that they don't like it are just like, wait, what? You like that? But, you know, it's just like, me and my friend talk about it all the time. Like, I can't drink these nasty, bitter, shitty, sour, chewable, fucking thick, sludgy, battery acidy, it tastes like the water in my smoker beers. You know, it tastes like these kids, you know, people I grew up with used to, you know, they all chew. A lot of the dudes I grew up with chew tobacco, and they all have this fucking clear cup, or usually a water bottle, like, or a Monster Energy cup, just filled with fucking brown liquid. That's like what your beer tastes like. And you're trying to, and I'm supposed to pretend it's good. Like, genuinely supposed to pretend it's good. And it's like that baseball sucks and your beer's good. Like, no, baseball's great and your beer sucks. Like, go fuck yourself. Fuck golf. Fuck your shitty beer. Fuck beer culture. Like I said, weed culture sucks. Beer culture sucks. Culture, we don't have any culture. We don't have culture. I've been to Paris multiple times. I've been to Barcelona multiple times. I've been to Rome. These places have culture. We have chewable beer, runny yellow cheese that isn't cheese, and churros, and flavored popcorns. America's real big on flavored popcorns. Yeah, we're not good at anything, dude. We're not good. We don't have any fucking culture. Baseball's the only culture that I've ever connected with. Like, baseball's the only thing. It transcends racial issues. You can trace American social history through baseball because it was such a centerpiece to American life at one point. Have you ever seen Ken Burns baseball? Have you ever seen that, motherfucker? You're going to sit here and judge me? You're going to sit here and judge me? You're going to act like baseball sucks? Like, can you make an 11-hour riveting documentary that's funny, interesting, heartbreaking, and uplifting all at the same time, and interesting, and historical, and eye-opening, you know what I mean? Like, and socially relevant, culturally relevant, you know what I mean? Timeless. Can you make a documentary that long about golf? No. Yeah, fucking right. You got John Daly, you got Arnold Palmer, and you got Tiger Woods. Like, what else is there to know? Phil Mickelson was left-handed and extremely skinny. I mean, what else is there to know? It's just an old man's hobby. It's an old rich guy's hobby. And everybody I grew up with, they all chew beer. No, they literally fucking chew beer. So that's true. They chew beer, they chew dip, and then they go golf, and then they act like they're some sportsmen, but they all hate baseball. And they love breweries. Like, beer culture, man. Fucking gross. Breweries. What's worse than a brewery? Yeah, I want to go sit in the fucking hot sun under an umbrella that barely, that you know, only for, you know, 38 minutes out of the day, which isn't the part of the day that I'm fucking here, is even going to protect me from the sun with the, you know, the angle it's at. I'm not going to sit here and just stare at people and listen to everybody talk about, you know, beer and you know, social, you know, and gender issues. I don't want to, you know, we're raising our kids genderless like my neighbors that I just moved away from in Fort Collins. They're raising their children genderless. We move in. When we first met them in 2017, they had a little boy. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to dead name this fucking kid. He's 4. He had a name. It was one of the characters in Sesame Street. Figure out which one it is. He, little boy. And then all of a sudden, there's a little girl next door within like 6 months. And we're just like, wait, what? And it's a little girl. And they just grew his hair out. And now he's a little girl. And now he's, you know, fast forward 4 years, now he's 8, and he's still the girl. And they had another one, and they're raising that one gender ambiguous, gender fluid, non-binary. I don't know, but they gave it a genderless name, JoJo. I shouldn't have said that. Should, you know, come back and edit that one out. Who gives a fuck? These people aren't going to hear this shit. And I lean pretty left, man, and I'm from the Bay, and I understand all that, and I'm, you know, all about trans rights, but this is just kind of weird because it's like, biology dictates, you know, if 5,000 people are born, 499 people, or 4,999 people are going to have a defined biological gender. You're going to be male or female, right? And then 1% falls into, you know, one person, not even 1%, one person out of those 5,000, every 5,000 born, falls into something that's, you know, some sort of abnormality, let's call it. I'm not going to call it a deformity. I'm not going to try and like shame anybody, but really that's what it is. And so it's just so strange, you know, like I think their intentions are right. They think that assigning a gender and a name and like, you know, you're blank and here's all this blue stuff and, you know, you're a boy, and it's somehow that became abusive, and I don't really know how. I don't really want to go down that road, but it's just strange to me, man. It's just really strange to me how you just can't be like, oh, this is a boy, this is a girl. Like, why? It's just let it turn 16 and have a fucking mental breakdown or, you know, a coming out and do whatever it wants to do, whatever they want to do. But to put them in this situation already is it's just weird, because as much as they're like, oh, you know, gender is a social construct, this is all, and it's like, no, what you're doing is pretend. You act as if biology is pretend. Like, this is just pretend, dude. Like, I don't know, to pretend that like people shouldn't just want to be a woman because, you know, that puts them in a hole, or shouldn't just want to be a man because it puts them in a hole. And it's like, we're all more miserable than ever. So I mean, good fucking luck picking whatever you're gonna pick. You're gonna rub your phone and die screaming. It's not gonna go well for any of us. You know, you might get some joy out of this life. I'm finally getting joy out of my life, you know, for the last few years. Meeting my wife, and then now we have something, and now I genuinely don't feel like a loser being with my wife. So I get to have my wife and now feel like I deserve my wife, if that makes any sense. Because I would be depressed around my wife, and she always thought it was, you know, like she wasn't good enough, and it's like, no, I'm not good enough. And now I feel like, oh, I have skin in the game and I have shit. But yeah, it's not going to end well for me. I don't have a great diet, a great lifestyle. You know, I mean, I never have. Anybody who knew me at any age, you know, can tell you, like, yeah, I used to go to In-N-Out and get a 4x4 and a double-double. And be like, what up? You know, no fries, because the fries are trash unless you double cook them, and I don't want to wait that long. And a Neapolitan shake. You know, chocolate first, strawberry last, baby. Yeah, dude. It's not going to end well for any of us. So, I mean, it's all pretend, really. It's all pretend. You either have a dick or a pussy, or you have something else. Like, it's, you know what I mean? And the people that have something else are such a small percentage of us that it doesn't need to be on the, I shouldn't even be talking about it. People shouldn't even be talking about it. But it's so fucking weird because everyone that was born in my neighbor's house has a biological sex. Clear as day. There is no abnormality in that house. But the psycho mom invented it. She's a fucking loon. You can see it in her face. Like, she's just a loon. They just invented it. And it's because they just have this guilt, this white guilt, and they want to feel like they're a minority too, and that they're woke, and that, I don't know, it's just weird, man. I leaned so left my whole life, and I never understood why people hated liberals, and now I'm like, wait, is this what it's always been? Like, what? Gay people were cool as shit. Gay people are cool as shit. It was all this stuff was not. I knew some of the gayest people in the world, like old gay guys in San Francisco that would like sell us weed, and like, you know what I mean? We'd go pick up a couple pounds of mushrooms with my buddy, and then we'd go to this other fucking old gay hippie's house, and he always had like drifters in, or young, young people hanging out, and just people all around, and just cool fucking dude. And he was gayer than fuck, and no one was in there just like upset and screaming, and it's just like, and just broken and just hurt. And just, and it's just like, the victimhood, dude. I don't understand it. The worst thing that I ever did was think I was a victim in my life. I thought I was a victim for years, dude. For years. Because I got my ass beat as a kid, and I didn't have what my grandfather had. I didn't have the opportunity they had. And my dad didn't go to Alaska and claim free land up until 1989 when you could have done that. And he didn't do more as a father and as I was upset. Of course. Feeling sorry for myself. I lived in my fucking car. I felt like I got the short end of the stick. I knew a lot of friends with better lives. Two of my best friends, one was an Olympian and one was a fucking full ride scholarship. And I know they worked their ass off for that, but it was like, yeah, but they had parents that like supported them. My mom worked her ass off. She supported us in a different way. And my father supported a drug habit. So what did I do when I got older? I supported a drug habit. It was weed, a little bit of cocaine later on. Cocaine became a little, I got a little wild with cocaine and drinking, but not to the point. Well, drinking's always been one I could throw away. Coke and alcohol has been one I could throw away. Weed, not so much, but I put a lot of money into that. And I know it's a crutch, and I know it's a thing. But it's like, yeah, at one point I thought I was a victim, but that's not a good way to go through life, dude. That's the worst thing I ever did with my life, was waste my 20s. I threw away 18 to 24. Just pissed it all down the drain. Being a victim. So I don't know why people are so eager to put themselves in a position where they're a victim. Like these people that were next to me that I'm talking about, like, or just people in general, like anybody, they're a microcosm for a lot of this victim culture. But it's like, dude, you have a great life. You're white. You know how many times I've been pulled over? I didn't have a license for fucking 10 years, dude. You know how many times I've been to jail? None. I didn't have a license for 10 years, and registration is so expensive in California, and insurance is so expensive in California, and once you lose your license, your insurance goes up. So I didn't pay any of it for 10 fucking years. And I'm white with a last name that, that's like very common, like William Smith Johnson, you know what I mean? Like one of those names. That's my last name. So I have white privilege. I know that. Why would I try and like pretend that I don't? You know what I mean? For a long time I did as a kid, and then you wake up and you realize, like, I didn't have a dad teaching me. I had to raise myself. I had to figure it out. I had to read books. I had to listen to podcasts. I had to fucking figure things out. I had to take drugs. I had to move across the country. I had to travel the world. I had to do things. you know, and then all of a sudden I wasn't a victim, and I was like, oh, all right, you know, you get perspective on life, and you're like, oh, I had to, you know, did not have the life a lot of my friends had. They had more affluent lives. I grew up in an affluent area, you know, a really terrible area next to an affluent. The Bay Area is like that. You can go from one town to one town, and it's absolute horror and absolute bliss within 12 miles of each other. And I grew up with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So, and then you get perspective on that, and you get perspective on how good things really were. You know what I mean? You gain perspective on things were still bad. You're still not okay. You're still damaged, but it's also, could have been worse, man. I know enough about life to know that it could have really easily have been worse. The mother of my siblings is a piece of shit. Sorry if you guys are listening, you know, but she's a goddamn piece of shit. Fucking, like, the fact that she draws breath is like a testament to the lack of a God. She's not a good person. She never was, never is, never has been. My siblings love her, or at least one of them does. I'm sure you'd be really upset if you heard this. I'm sorry if you're hearing this, dude. But it is what it is. It's just the truth. A spade's a spade, man. I'm not sorry. I'm not the one who threw her children, you know, threw my children away and lived in a van. You know? I'm not the one who gave them up to CPS. Like, I'm not the one who was deemed an unfit mother by the court. Like, I didn't do any of that. At some point, you know, she has to take responsibility for her actions. You reap what you sow. It's just like my stepfather. Like, my mom tells me, he's like, oh, you know, you don't talk to him anymore, like, because he was in your life for 23 years. Like, yeah, I could give a shit. After what he did and everything he was and everything he did and the total sum of who you are and how you treated my mother, no. What? Like, you're out of your mind. You reap what you sow, man. If you feel alone and shitty and, oh, you should forgive me. Like, I mean, you don't forgive yourself, brother. Like, just move on. There's things I've done in my life that I have to live with. Genuinely. Terrible things that I have to, that I just have to, know that I suck for. It is what it is, man. Own your shit. I don't know where I was going with that. But no, victimhood, you don't want to be a victim, dude. You don't. So anything you can, if you get any advantage in life, take advantage of it. Genuinely, that's why it's, you know what I mean? Because people's feelings don't matter. I mean, they do, but they really don't. Feelings didn't build a feeling didn't build the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, that wasn't a feeling. Those aren't just feelings. That was, someone thought and designed and, and ingenuity and tenacity. You know what I mean? Like, they did something. They didn't just feel. They thought about something and they did it and they achieved it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not saying I'm building bridges here, but it's like, I'm not saying that you're going to build a bridge. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. But I'm just saying that's how things get done, is by, separating your thought from your feeling. That's the best thing I ever learned, was that there's a difference between thinking and feeling. I don't know who the fuck told me that. I mean, I had my guru is a guy I met on Craigslist. I sold an Xbox to, for a bunch of weed and some money. And he told me, and I was rambling to him, and I was really lost at that point in my life, deep into victimhood. This is what helped me out of it, is he after me ranting for about probably 20, 30 minutes, he just was like, listen. And this is a stranger on Craigslist. And I'm at his house, and he tells me, you need to think objectively. And I genuinely looked at him, like, I was like, what the fuck? And I just went back to talking, because I was like, what did this guy just say? I genuinely didn't know what that word meant. I didn't know the definition of it. I didn't understand it. no one had ever, you know what I mean? I didn't understand the difference between objectivity and subjectivity, and I didn't understand that concept. I didn't understand that I was just operating on feeling. Until that moment, until not even that moment, I drove away and thought about it and literally got a dictionary. I remember it was a little red dictionary. It was like a pocket dictionary I had from school. And I looked it up and I don't know, just thought about it, and like that guy blew my mind. Which is how dumb I was, which is how little guidance I had. That someone could just tell me that a fucking shaman from Craigslist who needed an Xbox, him and his wife wanted to play like some party game. I can't remember what it was, but he cracked my head, dude, and it changed me. I was like, holy shit. And from then on, that's when I became to like, and then I understood, started listening to Terrence McKenna and like started understanding to use psychedelics in a different way and think in a different way. And then I shifted the way I thought. I genuinely took a couple heroic, what do you call the heroic dose or whatever they call it? Like, 3.5 grams to 7 grams. Like one was 5 and one was like 6. And I just sat in a tub for 9 hours with my eyes closed, wide awake, but with my eyes closed. Yeah, man, it changed the way I thought. He said, think objectively. And it never dawned on me to do that. And then it never dawned on me that there's a difference between what you think and what you feel about every situation. My mom, your mom tells you to take out the trash and you don't fucking feel like it. But if you think about it, like, I mean, yeah, you should. She goes to work. You know what I mean? You're 16. She goes to work. She feeds you. You're like, okay, I'll take it out real quick. But no one really told me the difference and just sat down and explained it. And I explain all this shit to myself. And it's like, I mean, people, I don't know what teachers, teachers have a hard job. They're given, one assignment to teach you, and it's hard to get it to stick because you're poisoned and you're stuck up on drugs and you're beaten and you're broken and you're emotional and and everything you take has hormone blockers. So you're not getting the proper amount of estrogen or testosterone. And then you're stuck in a building for 8 hours and in a chair for an hour and a half block 4 times a day. And you're moved around like cattle, and none of it's natural. And so, yeah, it's hard for teachers to get things to stick to you. And it's just, but so I don't blame anybody. And they don't teach you this in school, how to think. They teach you what to think. They don't really teach you how to think. And, yeah, being a victim's no good, but ain't that America, Like, I don't know how I got on this. I don't know how I'm preaching. That's not funny at all, but I mean, it did help me. But yeah, this place is pretty ridiculous. I understand if you feel a certain way, and I believe that everybody deserves respect and human rights and should be allowed to vote and have children and own land and move freely and unharmed and unchecked. But I don't know if you name your if you just raise your children without, if you think assigning a gender to a child because it was born with a dick or born without one is abuse, well then I don't know, man. Like you're gonna get conned in life. Like you're easily gullible because it's just such a non-issue. This is why nothing gets done in this country. This is why the Occupy Wall Street movement died, because people we all got divided by Ferguson and all these things. We're all so easily distracted. They just dangle, we're like a cat. You just dangle something on a string and all of a sudden it's like, huh? And we're just animals. We're just American pigs. We're just American pets. That's all we are. Anytime we get close to the issue, we get easily distracted with some dumb shit. And so we'll always be in the belly of the beast, But it could be fucking worse. That's what perspective is, It could be fucking worse. I could be, an African immigrant in Paris getting run over, getting chased down and run off the road by a cab driver screaming racial slurs. Because I've been in that cab. So, not everywhere is great. even Paris, even the bastion of liberal hope, of social Western, European socialism, which is great, I think is the pinnacle of government in human history. But it's not great everywhere, because there's no such thing as a perfect society. There's no such thing as a perfect life. There's no such thing as, and these people, when you're trying to be perfectly woke and perfectly politically correct or whatever it is, you're just going to end up looking silly and looking back and being like, man, what did I do? We put ourselves in a hole we didn't need to put ourselves in. You're doing mental gymnastics that you don't have to. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this one. I'm going to cut this one short. What song should we cut out on? Should we cut out on a jam? I don't know, America. Let's put on something uplifting. Let's see if I can hear it. My headphones at. There we go. I do have hope. I better have hope for my future. I got a 30-year loan I got to pay, so things can't break down too quickly. I need this boat to float for one more generation, 2 more generations. Let my kids be good, and then we'll do some Mad Max shit with my grandchildren. Hey. No one's gonna slow us down, America. No one's gonna slow me down. I love it. That patois. Breaking my stride. Say what? Alright, y'all. Y'all take care. Have a happy 4th of July. Don't blow your fucking hands off. Back up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Should we watch that video? Hold on. We're going out on that video. Fuck this shit. Fuck Matthew Wilder. Hold on. Back up, Terry.
Hold the hand, Chico.
Okay, come on.
Oh my. Hey, hold on. 2 cars come. You got 2 cars coming 2 different ways.
Here you go, there.
Should watch along at home. He's in a wheelchair. I'm going to narrate for you. He's in a wheelchair. They had to wait out for a car. Car moved. We got my man squatting down here with the Chuck Taylors. No, those aren't Chuck Taylors. Those look like Jordans. I don't know what those are. There's some. Anyways, he's got the Fred Durst Yankee cap, the red shorts, the gray wife beater. They're lighting up. It looks like a fountain, but it's a box. It's a cube. And then Terry here, he's holding them. He's helping them with this. They have the lighter, the sparkler lighter, the wand one, and the one that's lighting it, the one that's being helped lighting it, is in a wheelchair. Like we're talking a motorized wheelchair. They got it lit.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Oh
Lord, Jesus. Lord. Oh, Jesus. What
He's just sitting
Terry?
right next to it within a foot. Terry never gets old. Me and my wife say that all the time. Put it in reverse, Terry. Oh my God. And then the other one, everybody knows. I mean, if you don't know these dudes, how many video views does that one have? 12 million? Okay. It should have way more than that. This is the better one, though.
Money under Mount Vernon.
Money under Mount Vernon. Bootleg fireworks, bitch. Watch this one. It's called motherfucking Bootleg Fireworks on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
It's a mortar that didn't go in the air.
Jesus, Lord Jesus, oh Jesus Christ, oh Jesus, Lord Jesus, oh shit, whoa, that was awesome right there, God damn, wow, shit. Oh, shit! Oh, Lord Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Get the water, nigga! Jesus Christ! Lord have mercy! Get the water, nigga.
The bush in front of his house is now on fire.
Motherfucking bootleg fireworks shit. Oh, shit.
Woo!
Oh, shit.
What a video, man. What a fucking video. What a country. What a weekend. Everybody have a good weekend. I'm going to make a fucking pastrami. Go fuck your mother. Talk to you later. Goodbye.